Are you doing this one thing to make the best pancakes ever?
Pick a pint of pickled peppers.
Here's a faster method that takes hours, not days.
Less than $1, this guac is extra. Extra delicious.
Instant ramen is a delicious comfort food, but nobody ever called it nutritious.
Here's how to elevate basic ramen into a more complete meal. First, let's boil some noodles. Bloop, bloop, into the hot tub. Don't overcook your noodles. Ramen should have a little bit of chew. Drain these. Add those to our bowl, because the rest is gonna come together so quick.
I stashed these steaks in the freezer for about 15 minutes just to get them firm.
This makes cutting thin slices easier. Salt, pepper, baking soda to tenderize, cornstarch to seal in juices. Mix this all up so it's evenly coated. Just need a little touch of oil in the bottom. Now we can saute our beef. And I'm using the same pot I cooked those noodles in. Once that beef is no longer pink, I can add it to my noodles. This looks so good already. For the rest of this recipe, I'm gonna add in bell pepper and onion. Saute that for 30 seconds. Now I can add my water. While this comes up to a boil, let's season it. We're not gonna use the whole flavor packet, just a little bit. We're gonna enhance our soup broth with our own flavors, like soy sauce. And my secret is mushroom powder, which adds a depth of flavor without adding salt. Give it a little taste to make sure your seasonings are on point. So good. This is boiling, now it's time to add my broccoli and mushrooms. Look at all these wholesome ingredients, and we even have our green veggies. Final assembly for our beef and broccoli noodles. Just ladle this over the top. Top that with a little sesame oil and some green onion. Now that's a perfect cozy meal. Everyone knows guac is extra. Yeah, extra expensive. Here's how to make better, affordable guacamole.
When you purchase avocados, get the small ones. Those are gonna be less expensive.
Guacamole is best fresh and made in small portions. What I do is make a pico de gallo first. That already looks fresh and delicious, and this will keep in the fridge for a few days.
Leftover guacamole turns brown real quickly, so make it one avocado at a time.
Give these a quick mash. Now, just a spoonful of that pico in there. Salt, and my favorite part, lime. And now we mix.
At your grocery store, look for fresh-made chips. Those are usually more affordable, and they're gonna taste way better.
Less than $1, this guac is extra. Extra delicious.
This turkey is rock solid.
And you should never cook a frozen bird. You can defrost in the refrigerator, just make sure it's on a sheet tray. But depending on the size of your turkey, that can take up to a week. That takes a lot of planning ahead.
Here's a faster method that takes hours, not days.
To start, I'm gonna use a large pot and keep the turkey in its packaging. Ooh, it's so heavy. And for the best results, place it in breast side down. Now just fill the pot with cool water until it's completely submerged. It may be tempting, but don't use hot water. Cool water is gonna be best. If your turkey floats, you wanna make sure to weigh it down. I'm just using a can and a baking dish. If you don't have a pot big enough, you can do this right in the sink. Or you can use a cooler. Just make sure to disinfect it afterwards. Change the water every 30 minutes. This will help speed up the process. To completely defrost a frozen turkey, it's gonna take about 30 minutes per pound. And that's a heck of a lot quicker than the fridge method. And that's all it takes, out of the pot, just drying it off, and we have a nice, soft turkey ready to go. Now just keep it in the refrigerator until you're ready to roast.
Pancakes are one of the easiest recipes that anybody can make, but are you doing this one thing to make the best pancakes ever? I'm gonna show you how to make the fluffiest pancakes. The trick to fluffy pancakes is all about the eggs.
You're gonna separate the egg yolk and that egg white. No broken yolks, no broken yolks. I did it. Add milk and some melted butter.
Then with these, we want super whipped up fluffy egg whites that we're gonna fold in at the end.
You can do this by hand, but I prefer power tools.
Just whip up those egg whites till they're soft and fluffy.
I'm gonna mix everything together.
Don't overmix, pancake batter should be lumpy. finally, those fluffy egg whites. Just fold it in. I like to do this trick, just unwrap half of it and butter up your pan. Oh, first flip. Ooh. From scratch, our box mix, just whip up those egg whites for the best pancakes. That was a lot of syrup. If you buy rotisserie chicken, put all of it to work, including those bones. Here's how to make a nourishing homemade chicken soup. The key ingredient isn't the meat, it's actually the carcass. Homemade chicken broth is as simple as bones and water. But broth alone is a little basic, so we're gonna add some delicious aromatics. Carrots, celery, onion, garlic halves, and a bundle of fresh herbs. Tuck that right in there. Now just fill the pot with filtered cool water, just enough to cover everything. Just bring this to a low simmer. Once that's simmering, add a splash of apple cider vinegar. Just a capful will help pull that flavor from those bones. Let this go for at least an hour, but the longer you let it sit, the better the flavor. We really just need the liquid, so we're gonna ladle everything through a colander. I'm gonna cry, y'all. This is like one of my favorite things, just homemade chicken broth. You can season this with salt to taste, but you can use this for any recipe you like. I'm gonna make some warming chicken soup. I have some olive oil in the same pot, and I'm gonna add garlic, celery, carrots, and onion. A little salt on our veggies, a few cracks of pepper. Saute until these soften slightly. And I didn't forget the homemade chicken broth. Once those veggies are cooked through, I'm gonna add some leftover rotisserie chicken meat. Pick a pint of pickled peppers. Pickling is the perfect way to preserve produce. Plus, you can use your favorite flavors to make it your own. For canning these pickles, I need to start with sterilized jars. Just a little boiling water is all it takes. Just the jars, not the lids. These just give a good hand wash. For pickles, we need brine, and that starts with hot water. And vinegar for that tang. And I recommend canning and pickling salt. I like to enhance the flavor with garlic and turmeric, but you can add any flavors you like. This is smelling so good, but vinegar's strong. Ooh. Now for the star of our show, cucumbers. Not quite pickles yet. I'm gonna turn these into spears so they'll fit in my jars. And it's best to use fresh cucumbers to start off with. You'll get a crispier pickle in the end. At the base of the jar, you can add any whole spices you like. I'm adding coriander seeds, peppercorns, and mustard seeds. I love spice, so I'm gonna add a little red chili flake, well, a lot of red chili flake. Then pack the jars with cucumbers. You want these jam-packed tight, and I like to add fresh herbs. Now I'm gonna ladle in the brine. Fill each jar, leaving half an inch from the top. With a clean paper towel, I'm just gonna wipe down any splashes around the rim. This ensures that you get a clean seal. The vinegar and salt in here are key ingredients in food preservation. To make sure the jars don't touch the heat directly, there's a rack inside the bottom of the pot. Now to get these jars sealed and sterilized, I'm gonna lower these into some simmering water, making sure they're nice and submerged. And having a canning lifter makes this job a breeze. I'm gonna cover the pot and bring this to a boil. Time is gonna depend on your recipe and your elevation. These just need to cool and finish sealing. Leave these undisturbed for 24 hours. It's a long time to wait, but it's gonna be worth it. These look so good. No more pop? Now that's a nice seal. Ooh. Pickled garlic, I love pickled garlic. Chef's kiss. Thanks for watching Problem Solved. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check out some of our other videos like these two right here.